In this week's Pocket Change episode number 6, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Check out all my videos. They're all pretty good. We found 2 significant dimes. Now I have 5 on the screen. 3 of them are for comparison reference. So if you look at the dimes, obviously if you saw the video, you know which ones that you're looking for already. The 2 on the top have broad strikes. So the rim on the bottom left is close to the surface of the coin, and the rim to the right is broad. This one you can see it even more. It's broader even on the bottom right than it is the top. This one's very super thin on the top. Okay, let's compare that to other dimes. The newer ones probably have less of a chance of that and might even be more noticeable because the rim is so thin. I think on the older ones, this is an 88. You can see that the rim is just they're wider, but not to the point where I would say broad. Here's another one, 77. Right, the thin on the right looks thin, and on the left it looks a little wider, but not to the point where you would say it's that it was a mispositioned die. But this one I think is much more visible. Maybe this one is less so. So I would say if there was one that is definitely a broad strike, it would be this one. Super thin on the top, pretty wide on the bottom. Yeah, this one here, it might be a little off positioned, but I'm going to say if there was one that is definitely a broad strike, it would be this one. Okay, I'll leave it there for you to look at for a second while I read this. And you can find this online, it's all readily available. How do you know if a coin is broad struck? Both broad struck and off-center coins are struck outside of a retaining collar. The difference between a broad struck coin and an off-centered coin is how much of the original design remains after striking. If all of the design, including the rim and denticles, that's interesting. I swear I've never seen that word before, denticles. I'm going to look it up after I put this dime down, which I'm assuming means the other details, denticles, remain on the coin, then it's considered broad struck. So all of the denticles, details, the design are on this coin. So it's not off-centered. It's broad struck. So this would be, I think this would be the good example of broad struck. The other one is, maybe it would be pushing the envelope a little bit. But you know what we have to look up, right? I'm going to actually put this with the other. It might be broad. It is broad struck, but you know what? I'm not going to. I want really good examples. That's a good example. Denticles. Denticle. Zoology. A smooth tooth or tooth-like projection. No. Denticles in coins. Denticle coin is what it says. Why do some coins have denticles? Denticles help protect the design. One reason, that doesn't say what it is. One reason coins are designed with a rim is to help mitigate the speed with which a design wears away over time. What are denticles on coins? Small tooth-like projecting points on the inside edge of a coin. What? Designer The artist or creator of a coin's design. The small tooth-like projecting points on the inside edge of a coin. The inside edge of a coin has denticles. Okay. Well, I don't see it um, on these coins. So maybe on certain coins there are denticles. That's uh, that's a new one for me. It has to do with the rim and the edge and all of that. So broad struck dime, and we found out what denticles are, even though I don't have an example to show you. If somebody wants to put in the comment a good example of a denticle, I'm not going to go that deep into it right now. Let me know what you think about this coin. Would you consider this a broad strike? Uh, I mean, that's a 77. That's the way a rim is supposed to look. And this is how the rim of the 86 looks. Just get it exactly lined up there. Okay, so to me, that's a broad strike. Right, and then let's go to the top. Pretty the same. Bottom, pretty broad strike. Okay, so hopefully you liked that video. That was probably the most significant and find in this week's pocket change. Pretty cool. If the other one's also a broad strike, you know, not as pronounced as this one. Okay, and I'll see you on the next one.